Hello, everybody, and welcome to our August live stream. Can you hear us okay? Let me know if you're having any audio issues.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
We have another special guest with us today, Olga. She is our technical artist at Celta Singularity. Olga, tell us a little bit about yourself. You've been a longtime viewer on the stream. It is great to finally have you with us.
Hi, I'm Olga. I'm an artist. Um, I live in Brooklyn and I went to Pratt and I went to school for illustration, but I really like video games. So I kind of like taught myself how to use game developing software. And I was actually a really big fan of Celta Singularity for a while. And then Andrew I was like, "Hey, Andrew, are you hiring?" He's like, yeah, come in like one day a week." And then it turned into full time and now part time. And it's been a really great time. I love working here. So I love the game. I'm really
Awesome.
excited. Yeah.
Yeah, and we love having you on the team, Olga. You're super fun to work with. And we've worked at another company before, and
Mm-hmm.
Olga's just a real fun coworker to have. I'm super lucky to have her in my life. So, welcome to the stream,
Thanks,
Olga.
Emily. You're great too.
Thanks. We could have
Uh,
a compliment competition here. But anyway, um,
3 hours later.
Andrew, also, let's give ourselves some introductions for anyone who might be new to the stream.
sure, yeah. So my name's Andrew Garahan, and I'm also known as Lunch in the Discord. I'm the head director of the game, and I do a lot of programming and game design stuff. Yeah, original creator of the game.
Andrew is the big brain behind it.
Yeah,
The
He's
lunch.
the
yeah,
mastermind.
yeah.
The one and only lunch.
Mhm.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
He's got final veto power on it.
Yes, I
Yes.
do a lot of vetoing on
Yeah.
things.
I'm like, Andrew, look at my design. He's like, veto.
Yeah, I'm also the quality control at the end. So like when something, if we're working on a new feature or a new expansion, I have to kind of play everything and check that it meets the high standards for adult singularity. And right now we're very busy trying to do the pacing for the beyond. So that's the main thing that's on my mind right now.
Yeah, that and something that we'll be talking about very soon. But I'm just going to give myself a very quick introduction. My name's Emily. I'm the social media manager, and I'm also the Twitch live stream producer. So happy to have you all. If you have any questions, let us know in the chat, and we're always excited to hear from you guys and to hear what you have to say about the game, or if you have any suggestions. There's always a Q&A session at the end as well, as I'm sure some of you already know. But yeah, I think let's just get into it. As we were saying before, Andrew's been working really hard on development for the Beyond. We all have, but Andrew's definitely been working on it extremely hard. But
A lot.
yeah, we're currently also gearing up for Play NYC, which is happening this weekend. Woohoo! So this live
Yeah.
stream.
So if
Mhm.
Yeah, so if we are actually showing the Beyond, the new expansion for Self Singularity, at a convention called Play NYC in New York City this weekend. So actually, right after this stream, we're going over to the venue to set everything up and prep everything. So if anyone is in the New York, New Jersey, United States area, if you're around, yeah, it's a live event, so we're going to be on site and we're showing off the game. So if you want to come and meet us and tell us what you think about the game, we would love to talk to you. It is like because of the COVID stuff, though, everyone does have to wear a mask and they do have to be vaccinated. But if you want, yeah, if you're interested, like please check it out. We'd love to see you. And also, if you come, you get a code for free Darwinium cubes. So we have a special gift for anyone that is actually played the game before if they say hello to us. Yeah.
Yay! Yeah, that would be so cool. Are we also going to be giving out our Darwinium Elite cards?
Yes, we have some
The
special
covenant.
cards that you can get, and I know a lot of our fans are like all around the world, so it's you're probably not nearby, but we'll take a bunch of photos, so you'll get to see what it's like.
Yeah, and I I see some people in the chat asking if it's going to be live. If people are interested in seeing a certain segment of it live, I'll see if I could do it either on Facebook or Instagram, maybe Instagram stories. If the Wi-Fi is okay there, then and there's no like crashing problems or anything, it would be really cool to do like a little live segment on Instagram. I think that'd be fun. So let us know if you'd be interested in that.
And you get to see my new banner.
Oh yeah, we're gonna show that real soon. Olga's done some branding for the Beyond because we're gonna be showing a Beyond build at Play NYC. So that would be another cool thing to show off a little bit too if we stream it. For anyone who is in the New York area and would be able to come, I believe tickets are about $25, and it will be taking place at the Metropolitan Pavilion. We will be at the Gumbo Collective booth, which is booth number 9. So I have the map pulled up here for anyone who might want to grab a screenshot or something. We would really love to see anyone who's in the area. I wish we could just teleport to everybody who's in the chat who really wants to come, but alas, technology is not there yet.
When? When will we get teleportation?
We'll have to figure it out. All hypothetical science. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, we'll be at booth 9. We hope to see some of you there. That would be really cool. And if you know anyone in the New York area who's also a Cells fan, let them know. But here is the really cool part. We have our Cell to Singularity Beyond branding. Oh, and guest starring Ma, Olga's cat.
She likes eating plants, so I have to keep an eye on her.
She is the best girl.
Yeah, so this is kind of our concept of the upcoming expansion. So whenever we do a big refresh, we always do a big branding refresh. So we've done 3 of them now. We had the original graphics, the Mesozoic Valley dinosaur graphics, which was like green and a dinosaur foot. And then we have currently, we're still in the Mammal expansion, which has kind of the deer antlers on top. But this is kind of what we're thinking for the next major branding. So when the Beyond comes out, we'll be changing all the store graphics and the icons. So this is kind of like what we're looking at. So like Olga, so this is Olga, you created this whole thing. You also did the Mammal expansion graphics. Like tell us a little bit about your process and what got you to this design.
I think I don't know who did the banner before this, but there's the blue one with the earth and the ape and the semblance, and then there was the dino one. So I kind of used that. Oh, I did the reptiles one. That was the first one I did, and that one was really fun because I did this egg with the crack in it, and
oh, that one's a good one.
Yeah, I was kind of using the same formula where there's like something behind the tree, and it's like a flat graphic. And then for mammals, we actually went through a bunch of variations. I don't know if you remember in the chat, we actually like opened them up to voting because couldn't decide. But for this one, I wanted to do something a little different just because it is like the next big expansion. Like this is what we've been working for like years now. And I wanted to feel really special. And what I did is instead of I was looking for something to put behind the tree, and I found this really cool picture of like a solar eclipse, and I put it behind it, and it was like I don't know, it just like wasn't reading well. It was like a little too busy. But then I realized like instead of the planet Earth, I could have the eclipse there, and that kind of like clicked, and everything kind of came together after that because it's sort of like it's a new perspective rather than seeing the Earth at the bottom. You're seeing the sun because the expansion does start with the sun, and it's all about the sun and the sun's rays going out and like creating the system that we live in. And I also really love shiny things, so this was a lot of fun to work on. It took about 2 days, I think, maybe 3, and yeah.
It's awesome. More shiny things.
So the eclipse is, I guess, it's like because usually we have the Earth on the bottom, but now I guess it still could be the Earth. No, it can't be the Earth eclipsing it.
The Earth is right there.
Yeah. So we were like, what is actually eclipsing the sun? But maybe it doesn't matter. We're not sure.
In my headcanon, it's Mercury because or Venus because I have Earth and Mars in the picture. So could be another planet. Could be Planet X.
Hmm.
Gasp.
Gasp.
And then for those light rays, like you really wanted to, I guess there's like a Star Trek poster, like
Yeah,
that
I
has
actually
like a
haven't seen
similar
the
effect with
poster,
like,
but then when I did see it, I was like, yes, I got it. This is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted.
Wow, you know it's good then if you've seen it on a movie poster.
Right? And
Mm-hmm.
I came up with the same concept myself, like, wow. So good at
and
design.
and you have to do a lot of work. Like the lighting is on all those planets. You're kind of lighting it in a way that the light is like coming from the sun. I guess that.
Yeah, I had to sort of adjust because a lot of the photos you find online are like super like head on, like you see the whole planet. So I kind of just drew the shadows in, and then I did the little hard light glow to make them look a little shinier and kind of more atmospheric. It's not exactly realistic, but I think it's more stylized.
For sure.
Yeah.
That is the struggle we've always been coming across while making this expansion. When should we be scientifically accurate and when should we be more aesthetically pleasing?
Mm-hmm. And also the rays that are coming out of the sun and the logo. I was thinking of like that was kind of also my concept for the main line that goes through the tree because it starts within the sun and then it's that yellow line. And I think the concept, I think you, Andrew, you came up with it, where like everything is connected to the sun and the rays are coming out of it. And that because it's not like an evolution like our other trees are. It's like a journey we're going on into deep
Yeah. So for
space.
yeah, for players that are in the Beyond beta right now, they'll notice the tree layout is like completely different. It all starts from the sun, and then you're unlocking as you go deeper into space. You're unlocking the planets that are further away from the sun, and then eventually you leave the solar system. But it's interesting because like it's kind of like the ray of light leaving from the sun, and they take a long time to get out there.
Yeah,
So it looks like you're mirroring
and
that
we're
concept
adding
in the
in the
brand.
cosmic boundary now, the heliopause, which I learned about on the job, and it was really cool. That's like my favorite thing is like learning new science facts.
Oh yeah, we've definitely been doing a lot of that. Like not even just with the Beyond, but with every expansion we've been working on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like I've learned so many new mammal facts that now whenever someone's like, "Tell me a random fact," I'm like, "Did you know that orcas live in pods and that it's usually the mom who's like the
Matriarch.
leader?" So, uh, that's like a huge perk to working here. I feel like just learning all new random science facts.
Mm-hmm.
But also with that, you've also worked tremendously on the mammal expansion, Olga.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to talk about your process? I mean, we would love to hear you talk
Sure.
about it.
Is there a graphic for that? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
there definitely is.
Okay,
I'm,
cool.
I'm pulling up something that you've worked on that a lot of people have really cared about, the ocean
Oh yeah,
garden.
yeah. So that one, well, I did the mammals branch. That was when I was kind of first starting out working in Unity for the company. So I've had experience before that, but when I first started at what is it, computer lunch, I guess, sales lunch. When I first started, I was doing mostly marketing stuff, and then I was like, let me work on the scene. And then for this one, for the mammals, I bounced off of the like creative lead. He started the base, and then I kind of went in and added more stuff to it. But for this one, I really, it's all me. Like I started from scratch and added everything by hand, and that was a lot of fun to design it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so beautiful. We were looking at it earlier and we were like, if only we could just stick a little SpongeBob in there. Because it just
I
feels like,
know,
oh, he lives under the sea.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
I just want
For
to see
this
a
one,
little
we went back.
pineapple in the background. I'm
Yeah.
the one who
You did.
hides all the weird Easter eggs because I just think they're really fun.
Did did anyone? Yeah. Don't you have an Easter egg in this one, kind of hidden
Yeah.
somewhere?
Mm-hmm.
oh, yeah, you
I don't want to
gotta,
spoil it. Post in the chat if you know what it is. But
yeah. It's really fun because whenever you're involved in these gardens, Olga, I feel like we end up getting all these cool Easter eggs and
mm-hmm.
fun secret achievements that end up getting integrated into the game. which brings us to the next thing you worked on. And I don't think this possibly, it's very possible that we wouldn't have even thought to put this in the game, because I know you've really, you've pushed for this to happen. So
Yeah.
everyone who likes the Galapagos Island secret achievement, you have Olga to thank.
Mhm. I think it all started because we have the Galapagos turtles, and I was like, what if we actually had the islands in the game? Because when John designed it, there was a lot of, like, there's the main mass, and there's a bunch of little islands around it. And I was like, oh, I could just like hide something. I could hide a little turtle on this island. And then I kept working on it, and then I had this bird that would fly around so you could actually get to the island, but no one found the bird. And then I kept bugging Andrew about it, and he's like, "Okay, fine, do this thing." So I fleshed out the whole island, and we got the 3D artist Jenna to do a totally different bird that stands out, and we did some research, and it's the blue-footed booby and the red-footed booby,
Mhm.
and we had both birds flying around, and we had to pick the one that like stood out more. It was easier to find. But yeah, this was
Yeah,
really
because you
fun.
have
I
to.
looked at a lot of reference photos to kind of like capture the essence of the islands without them actually being the full scale.
Yeah, and I think you did a great job, all things considering. Like, it's a huge island, but you did a good job representing it in a mini scale. And I'm
Yeah,
just
it's
honestly
a whole
really.
chain. There's like 5 or 6 of them, you know.
That's true, yeah. I'm just really impressed that you hand placed, like, almost all of these rocks.
Oh
They're so
yeah.
good.
Yes,
All right.
each rock has to be placed
Can
by
you hear
hand.
my cat crying? Should I kick her out? Is it
Oh,
annoying?
uh,
No, we can't hear.
she's
Okay.
incredibly faint. I think you're good.
Okay. Okay.
If she gets loud, I'll let you know. But also on the Mammal expansion, as we were talking about secret achievements, you also did a lot of the icon art, as you do pretty much all of the icon art for all of our expansions as well. Uh, you really you outdo yourself every time. You have all different areas in the art and on the art team
Yeah.
that you work on.
So yeah, these are really fun to make. As I said, I like shiny things. Um, I just, you know, stick them in, do the color treatment. The shark was the first one I did, and then sort of spiraled out from there. Archie was super fun to work on because I hit that one too, and I made that.
It's so good.
I
Anything
love
with
it.
Archie in it, I love it.
It
Yeah,
was
because
for
a
it was
lot of
just for
time,
Emily.
yeah, a lot of time, Olga, you'll do the placement of things in the garden, so it's not just
Yeah,
like the way it looks, but like really where in physical 3D space do things go? Because you're helping position everything.
yeah. It's kind of like decorating like a little dollhouse or a little town like Sims.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm I'm playing, but I get paid for it. I love it. So, and then the top right icon with the running dinosaur, I actually made that like when I first started because I thought that the running dinosaurs were just so funny. And then we ended up using it in a secret achievement icon. So
It's so good.
that was pretty fun to do.
I also love the
Yeah,
other speedrun secret achievement icon that you made that isn't up here, but for anyone who has unlocked it, you know which one I'm talking about.
yeah, we have two Sonic the Hedgehog references, so maybe we need to change the running dinosaur. It was a temporary.
Yeah,
It was like developed temporary picture originally.
It's so good,
yeah.
though. We needed to just give it a little shout out here on the stream.
Thanks. Gotta go
Yeah, these
fast.
yeah these are fun, and we do once we get the Beyond, we do want to add lots more secret achievements because those are so much fun to unlock. But yeah, we just need a little more time to fit those in.
Yeah. And then I guess the other thing I do is some illustrations for like the pop-ups and stuff. I tried to work within the style that was already existing in the game before I started. I kind of tried to match the same line width and everything. And these are a little tricky because it's like I love to get really detailed. So I always show it to Andrew. And he's like, "Can you like erase like 50% of that?" And I'm like, "Okay, I
The eternal
understand."
artist struggle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
it'll get really. This one was really hard because we had to do the hand a number of times to get because it
hmm
looks it's hard to get it to look right
mhm.
with
yeah.
the robot hand.
Yeah, Olga always does a beautiful job with these illustrations. So for anyone who might have missed them while you were just clicking and then you like go through a pop up, we recommend checking them out in the story journal and just giving them a little bit of love. And I know also Olga is going to be working on the illustrations for some constellations. So we're looking forward to getting that in there as well.
Mhm.
And also, speaking of
Yeah, like
constellations, uh, do you
yeah, because
go ahead, Andrew?
oh, I was just gonna say like yeah. So Olga's like I guess one word for what you do is called technical artist, and
Mhm.
it involves like a lot of almost on one end like illustration and art creation, but then on the other end it's like almost programming and like being able to use a lot of technical programs like Unity, where you spend a lot of time in. But also, you have to
Mhm.
be a great illustrator too at the same time. So it's like this is the modern artist
Yeah.
role.
A lot of technical artist positions at other companies involve a lot more coding, which I'm not super good at. So I like that this one it's got a bit more drawing in it. So it's a good time.
Yeah, it's really cool to just be able to like have a project where you can be a little bit more technical, and then another one where you can be more artistic. It's kind of nice that you can have a back and forth between those two skills.
Yeah, it's fun.
So, you're also doing a lot of work for the Beyond, as we've shown people earlier. You've done a lot of the branding work for it already, just to get us kickstarted at Play NYC.
Hmm.
So, I think it'd be also cool to show what you're doing behind the scenes, working on the Beyond, and just to
Hmm.
start up that segment, we're just going to talk about what you've been doing with the tree. I know I don't know how you do it, but it's the tree is just looking so cool. I love how the layout is looking. It's getting super organized, and here we just pulled up a little bit of a peek behind the curtain for everyone here to show you how Olga lays out everything on the tree.
Yeah, so the one on the left is like what it looks like in the game, but the one on the right, it's actually a tool that I think was it Jason started? Who started the tool?
It was
Yeah,
Jay Gumbo, right?
yeah, so,
Jay. Yeah, Jay
yeah. We
started, and
needed a way
then
to, yeah,
John worked on it and made it really easy to use, which is great because I worked in a lot of positions where like you just it's the thing is like trying to like um, limit the amount of back and forth and how long that takes because you edit the node and then you have to play it to see what it looks like and you unplay it and try to move it again and then play it again, so that takes up a lot of time. So I'm really grateful that we got this really cool tool now that works really awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
uh, and to make the layout, I just used a grid. So Unity has a built-in grid system that actually snaps. So yeah, it made it pretty easy to make everything look neat. And I love organization. So I also did the reality engine tree.
Sweet. I can get
right,
behind that
yeah,
organization.
yeah. Does if anyone remembers like the reality engine tree used to be kind of like really messy and just kind of going off in different directions, but Olga came in there and made it very like 45-degree angle, so it really looks like a computer, and it
Mm-hmm.
contrasts nicely from the regular evolution tree. So not only does it look different, but the structure just really feels unique.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different system.
Yeah, then I guess I also did the mammals tree as well. And that one I stuck with the more organic style just because it is, organic life forms and evolution. So I guess it makes sense there to be a little messy.
And
Yeah.
this one, do you have for this tree? How are you trying to make this one unique?
Well, it started with the whole horizontal rotation that you guys did, and I'm trying to. But I guess the struggle here is it's not like things are not involving, not directly related to each other, but we still want to include the lines because things are kind of related to each other in that way. So, um, and we also wanted it to be pretty limited in the height so that when you scroll, you could just see the whole tree without having to pan up and down a bunch of times. And I think that's why I had to go with the 45 degrees and kind of that kind of layout just so that everything would fit in a small space without looking too crowded. I did some tests, like branching it off in different ways, but this is what it ended up
And then
with.
at the bottom of this tree, you also added some astronomical units, like,
Oh yeah, if you squint at the 5AU down there.
Yeah, that was there before, but I added the little text that says it's like a little flavor text, and then I looked it up and made sure all the units are accurate because they weren't really accurate before. But also I moved it around a lot, so like I need to make sure I place the line in the right spot. But the units are not on any sort of scale. It's sort of logarithmic, but we wanted it to like the tree to look nice above looking accurate, basically in this case, because the garden is accurate, so you get that there.
Yeah, I think you've been doing a beautiful job with that, Olga. I'm also a sucker for organization, so I love how the tree is looking so far.
Thanks.
Another thing that's near and dear to your heart in terms of the beyond is constellations. I know I
Mm-hmm.
helped you out with laying out some of the constellations as well, so I know how much hard work you've put into just
Yeah.
getting them all set up.
So our coworker Ryan did the first pass, and they looked really great. And they worked really cool. So we all loved the concept, but it was sort of like a quick um, it was a quick kind of demo almost. So I had to go. I wanted to go in and make them all prefabs, which means that like each star is the same object, so it's just being duplicated across, and you can open up that star and change like some values, like the sprite, or change the color or the size, or anything. And then when you go back into it's called nested prefabs, so when you go back up to the root object, all the stars will change. So you don't have to do it one by one, which was like it was a little frustrating before because things were like not rotated correctly, or like their sizes were off, and we were like playing around with the sizes of stuff. So I had to go through all the prefabs, reorganize them, restructure them, and then do the visual like. But I also started with the concept art, and then I restructured it, and Emily helped out with that actually. It was really fun. And yeah, so that what
it's
they
been
look like
fun.
now is yeah.
It's been fun to watch you and Ryan work on it because I feel like Ryan is also he's the programmer, but he's very, very
Yeah.
passionate in particular about it. But then you also care a ton about it. And then
Mhm.
it's
Yeah,
like
it's
coming up
like
with the right solution. And then like we did have to
Yeah.
redo a lot of Ryan's like initial setup, which, and then, yeah, it's
Ryan's
really coming
good at
together.
really good
I'm
at
really,
getting things done quickly, um, but then he's more technical. He's more like code based, and I'm really like anal about like organization and things looking clean and stuff. So I'm just like I have to do this. I have to. I don't care. I don't care how long it takes. I got to do it. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
I
And
oh sorry, I'm
oh,
just gonna
and yeah,
mm,
go ahead.
go ahead, Andrew.
Mhm.
Oh, I was just going to say for people that are not in the Beyond beta, like in the Beyond, you're going to be unlocking constellations, star by star, and you can when you complete a constellation like Scorpio, for example, that'll give you a production boost for one of the types of categories. So it might give you a terrestrial planet boost, or a gas giant boost, or a star boost, or something. So this is a collecting system in the background.
Yeah, honestly, the constellations are my favorite part of the Beyond altogether. I think it's just a really
Aw,
fun concept, and I can't wait to collect all the stars. They're so cool, and I really
it's
want to. I
oh,
want to show what you've been working on with the concepts of how like the unlocking system will play out because I think it's all really great. It would
mhm.
really bring some life uh, to the Beyond as well. So here we have a lighting a star segment.
Mhm.
I can, if you want me to get rid of our faces, I can do that. Um,
Just
if
snap it.
yeah, if it's blocking too much.
Yeah, so Olga, maybe just tell us like, so what is this? Like, there's all these pictures. Like, what's the point of this, and what are you trying to do with a
Yeah.
mock-up like this?
Yeah, so this is sort of like a UI UX concept. It shows the flow, the user flow from like when they get the star to how you unlock it to what it looks like when it's finished. And this just helps sort of get like a game plan going, because when you get to the actual implementation phase, like small changes take a long time to implement and redo and stuff, because a lot of time wasted to redo stuff. So it's really good to have some pre-production or some concepts approved beforehand, so that when you get to the actual implementation phase, there's a lot less changes. Um, so in the V1 is sort of what we have now. You click on it, there's a pop-up that comes up, you spend your star, and you get a little cutscene that shows you like the star being lit. And then V2 is another concept I have, where you click on they're like little black holes, and you click on that, and then there's a button that appears instead of a pop-up, because I don't really like pop-ups. I always try to get rid of them. But this one is just a little button appears, and the hole gets highlighted yellow, so you can see which one you clicked on. And if it's the wrong one, you can choose a different one. So you can click on different ones and finalize which one you want to light. And then you click to light it, and then the little particle burst appears, and the star gets lit. And then, yeah. And so on the right, it's yeah. So the left, the
Sorry. I'm trying to follow along.
yeah. So that I was going up and down. So then
Mhm.
I'm towards the right now,
Okay.
all the way.
Up here?
That's the left to me.
Oh no. Okay, over here
Yeah,
then.
that one. Yeah. So then that the first two at the top there are like, it could be like zoomed out or zoomed in, but since you know which one's highlighted, like it doesn't matter the accuracy as much because you can redo it. Um, so if you go the other direction where it's like zoomed out,
Well, someone's
um,
asking what software you use for this,
oh, this was
Olga?
made in Photoshop. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've been using Photoshop since like high school, so it's it's just like really easy for me. So we should use it for stuff. But I know other people use like XD, or like there's a bunch of like UI UX tools you can use
yeah.
nowadays.
Whenever Olga does concepts for us, she usually does it in Photoshop as artboards so that she can just lay out all different concepts in one file, and that makes it easy for us to locate everything.
Oh, Adidas says he uses Figma, so
Oh
he's
yeah,
he's ahead of the curve.
yeah. But yeah, that's this mock-up. It was just a new alternative to how to light the stars.
Hmm. Thank
And
you
then I
for.
showed it to Andrew, and I was like, "Can we do this?" He said, "Okay, but later." So we have
Yeah,
to
basically,
prioritize.
yeah, basically,
Yeah.
yeah. I usually say no to all new ideas, and like, but we have to prior. Unfortunately, like this new like UX flow is a better flow than what's in the game right now, but it might take us 2 weeks to program that, and right now we need our programmers to work on other parts of the beyond. So we have to do a lot of prioritizing, like to what gets fixed. But this mockup is really great because we don't actually have to program it. We can just see it and understand the flow. So a lot of problem solving happens in these mockups.
Yeah, Olga's a real problem solver on our team. She's also usually the person who's creating a lot of early concepts in the beginning stages, and then if there's like some time while we're in the development process, and she sees that there's some areas that need polishing, she'll make up some of these mock-ups and pitch them to Andrew and see what can be put into the game and what we might not have bandwidth for.
Yeah. So
Oh
these
yeah,
don't take long, like maybe an hour or two at
yeah.
most. So
Yeah.
I try to sneak them in when I can.
Hmm.
Oh yeah. And Olga, didn't you do all the icons? I mean, the currency icons, or you did a lot of them?
Oh, I did some of them.
Yeah.
John did some. Though I did the star for this one. I wanted to make it look different than the Stardust, because that was the main concern, is that it looked too similar. And I think, wasn't it purple at one point, and then that was like too similar to the, oh, that was the dark matter. The
You
dark
did a
matter
mute.
and the Darwinium were too similar,
And
so
you
I
made
had to,
Yeah.
you made mutagen
yeah, mutagen. That
and
one was,
the
it
updated
went through like
fossil.
100 iterations.
That's why it's so good.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to go over real quick before we continue on with the show your concept about like how we could complete the constellations, because this goes into also what we were talking about with you doing illustrations. And
Mm-hmm.
we were teasing the idea of having there be like illustrations that pop up when you do finish a constellation to show it's done. Uh,
Yeah.
so if you want to walk us through just a little bit of what you had in mind for that, Olga.
Yeah, I think the main thing here was to make it easy to tell that you're finished. Because right at the beginning, it was like the dark holes, they're a little hard to see, and then you're not sure which ones are finished and which ones are not. So I tried a couple of concepts from like adding a little check mark or making the lines thicker. And those were cool, but I was like, I just really want to see the illustration because a lot of apps and a lot of like, like I love stargazing, so I use a lot of apps to like look at the stars. And even though I don't really believe in astrology, like I just think it's really fun to look at the pictures and like think about the fables and the theories and stuff. So I was looking online to try to see if I could find like ready to use images to stick in there, but I didn't really like how they don't really match up to the stars very well. So I wanted to make some of my own versions, but they're taking forever. So that's kind of a back burner thing right now.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely uh, something that's more of a want than a need, but
Yeah.
oh man, do I want it.
Also, it's just really fun to do. So I was like, I want to draw like astronomy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think your concepts are always really cool, and it's always great having them whenever we're working on something so everyone can be on the same page.
Here, you little nugget. I want to throw her out of the room because she's being a little annoying.
No, not Ma. She's being exiled. Well, I
Yeah, so
believe.
each of the 12 major constellations will have a custom illustration by Olga. So
I can't wait. It's gonna be
yeah,
so good.
And then we're gonna do more constellations, and I get to do more pictures.
Yes.
Like Orion. There's the Swan.
Mm-hmm. I'm very excited. And I do still want to add the winner from the Constellation contest in there too, if we're able to.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
So, thank you, Olga. Just as we're wrapping up this segment about our technical art process, all thanks to Olga, who is our lead and pretty one of our only technical artists, at least like focused wise.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be able to do this without you, Olga. Thank
Yeah.
you.
John does a lot of really good work too, but
Yes, he
he's
does.
also really good at programming, so that's his downfall.
And he's
He's usually
also good
stuck
at
doing
art
programming.
direction. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he's got his hand in three different pies. But you also are here to just be a great artist all around.
Thank you.
And speaking of being a great artist, check out Olga's comic.
Oh yeah. So it's my webtoon.
Yeah, talk about it, Olga. Pitch it a little bit, just a little bit.
Okay. It's a young adult story about two girls, and it's like a post-apocalyptic world where people use crystals as an energy source, and then one day all the power goes out, and these monsters form out of the crystals. And the main character is Ellen. She's the blonde one on the left, and she's the last person left in her town. She's sort of like, I don't know what's going on. Like, she's trying to find like a radio signal, and then Kira comes along and is like, hey, why are you just sitting around not doing anything? Like, come with me on this quest. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, like if there's any way to fix this. So they set out on an adventure together, and they travel to a bunch of different places, learn a bunch of new stuff, meet lots of new people. It's kind of like based on like a crossover between Avatar: The Last Airbender and Kingdom Hearts. Those are my main inspirations. So check it out. It's on hiatus right now, but there's 7 chapters out. I just finished the 7th one. I'm writing the 8th one right now. So it's really fun to work on. It's been a really long project. I've started it in 2014, so it's been 5, 6 years now. 7 years. Yeah.
Whoa,
So
time
yeah,
flies.
time flies when you're having fun.
But it's
I eventually want to get like books published. I want to print out. I don't know. It's sort of like a passion project at this point.
yeah, you're doing a great job with it, Olga. I'm posting the link to your webtoon in the chat, so check it out, people. It's a really cool comic. She does a great job on it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so check out Zantara if you're interested in seeing what some other things that our artists and do on the in their own time, their own projects.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I just kind of put a website together. So olgaandreva.com is live if you want to check out any of their illustrations, and I'll post my Instagram handle as well.
Sweet, yeah, do that. Feel free to post all that in the chat, Olga.
I see a lot of purple in your comics, Olga. I think
Yeah,
you always bring a little purple into the Cell to Singularity universe. So.
yeah.
Purple's
My
a great
favorite
color.
color is actually blue, but I just really like the concept of like the evil crystals being purple. I don't know why. I thought it was cool. Purple's a really fun color to work with. So
Purple is always like either the really regal or evil color.
both.
Yeah, it could be both.
Yeah, I want like the Carta president, like that town whole thing to be kind of purpley too, but like a lavender instead.
I look forward to it. I can't wait.
Spoilers.
Like the dark matter icons that you did have a lot of purple, and those look great. I think we did a nice job with those.
I miss how purple the Constellation garden was,
Used
but
to be. I do
it's
want
okay.
to do the
I
background
understand.
on that because now I have the cool gradients package. Finally, I figured out how to do that.
Nice.
So I wanted to redo it.
That'll look really cool.
Thanks.
I want to see that too. But I know what our audience wants to see. It's a time to talk a little bit about the Beyond beta. We have some patch notes to review with you guys. So this will just be a quick little segment, just a way to update you about what's happening with the Beyond beta. We know a lot of you who are involved in the beta tune into our live stream, so it's usually a good time to just catch you up on what's happening. I know we've been working on some polishing and bug fixes for the Beyond. Andrew, if you want to go into more detail about it.
Yeah, so if you didn't know, we are we've been working on the Beyond for a while, but if you're interested in trying it, you can play it right now. You just have to join the Beyond beta. If for iOS players, it's very easy to join us on test flight, and for Steam players, you can just look at the Steam page, and there's information on how to try it on PC. For Android players, you do have to sign up on a sheet, and Hanero, who's our QA lead, he'll add you to the beta, but it takes a few days. But yeah, so please join the beta if you do want to try it. We need as much feedback as possible. But we are updating the beta about once every week, every 2 weeks. The next patch is coming out in the middle of next week. Right now, we're very busy doing some progression tuning. We're trying to, really the biggest thing preventing us from releasing is just getting the overall progression and level design for the ranks. So the Beyond is going to release it's going to start at the sun and then go all the way out to Alpha Centauri, and you'll be collecting all the planets and moons within that distance. But so for players that are on the beta, you'll notice we did add. We're trying to figure out where to put the entrance to the Beyond, and it seems like the Beyond entrance is probably going to be right at the beginning of the tree, near where you unlock the Earth. However, you won't get access to it until you've gotten the first singularity. So in order for new players, when we release the Beyond, you'll have to play up until the singularity and get the first reboot, and then you'll have access to enter the Beyond at that point. So it's because we see the Beyond as kind of mid content. So players have to play a little bit to get that thing. And then really this, in the previous patch you guys are on right now, it's just a lot of tuning changes. So we changed like how complicated the missions are, some of the modifiers on the constellations, and then Olga was doing a lot of work on the tree layout. The patch that's coming out next week is going to have a whole new progression. So if you're currently in the beta, we are resetting the progress next Wednesday. But we're also adding a lot more mission types. So we're hoping that we're adding a little more variety to the type of quests that you'll have to complete. Yeah, so keep an eye out next week. All right, and yeah. And I know, just to end, I know a lot of people are asking, like, when's the release date? Like, when is this thing coming out? Currently, it's like we really are aiming. I would like to get it out in 8 weeks. We need about like maybe like 4 to 6 more weeks just to get the progression right. It's really just getting this tuning of making sure the gameplay feels as smooth as possible. And that's what the beta testing is helping us right now, because we're able to see, like when you guys play through it, we're able to see how long it takes, and we're able to see when people get bored, kind of when they stop playing, and then we're like, oh no, they're getting too bored here, like we need to make it more interesting, or we need to do something. So that's the process we're doing right now. And yeah, if you're in the beta, thank you so much. A lot of things are changing. I know sometimes we reset the progress, but it's really helping us make sure the Beyond's going to be as fun as possible when we release it to everyone.
Yeah. Again, thank you everyone who's involved in beta testing here. I did attach the beta testing form, so if there's anyone here who isn't a part of the beta who does want to participate, you just need to fill out that form.
Yeah, and someone asked, Nate Red asked, I didn't get my 50 Darwinium cubes when you start. So we're giving 50 cubes every time we reset the progress. So on Wednesday this week, we will reset all your progress, but you'll also get 50 bonus cubes. So I don't know, that's really just us to make sure you have some cubes to test some of the systems. So
I guess just make sure you're connected to the internet.
Yeah. I would suggest trying to be connected to the internet while you're opening up your game after it's been updated during the beta. If you're able to, that would, I think, create the least amount of issues.
I can email the help email.
Yeah, there's also, you could message lunch@computerlunch.com. You'll usually be communicating with Nisa, but if you have questions about the beta in terms of not receiving your Darwinium in order to do testing, then she can communicate with our QA lead Hanaro about it, and he can reach out to you. Speaking of Darwinium, though, hopefully this will help make it a little bit better. But we have our free Darwinium cube time. This is going to be for 20 cubes. Does anyone want to take a guess as to what it could be?
Let's give them a clue. It's a software that Olga uses.
Well, that's just obvious, I feel, at this point.
I don't know. Let's see.
There's more than one.
Can you guess the cube code? It's a software that Olga uses in her technical art.
Let's see if anyone can get it. Photoshop is a good one.
It is too long.
We did mention Photoshop, but...
We did talk about Photoshop, we did.
Yeah, we talked about Photoshop, but it's not Photoshop.
Photoshop was a good guess.
That is a good guess.
It's the other one.
What other program did we talk about?
It's another word for togetherness.
All right, I'm just going to pop it on up.
All right.
Because we've pretty much...
Zodiac. Unity. Okay, so
there we go.
Hamburger got it. Yay.
Good job.
Nice.
Nice hamburger.
Oh, that's so cute. Good job on that.
Good job, everybody.
Oh, cool. And that's what Unity looks like. So for everyone here, like if you make a video game, you need a video game engine to do the programming and the art, and Unity is the video game engine that we use. So.
Yeah. So without Unity, there would be no cells. So we thought it's high time to do a Unity code. So
oh yeah,
all caps, no spaces. You know the drill. And for any first-time streamers who have iPhones, we apologize profusely. If you have access to a computer and you can download Steam, we recommend using the cloud service to be able to redeem your Darwinium that way. If you have any questions about it, please email us at lunch@computerlunch.com. We'd be happy to help you out. I'll pull up this code at the end of the show again for anyone coming in late. And if you're coming in late now and you're sad about the content that we already went over, this video will be up on YouTube and we'll be making it available on social. So keep an eye out for that as well. And you can also just go back and watch it on Twitch too. There's always that too. So I think we have enough time for a couple questions for a quick Q&A. We are looking to just cut the show a tad shorter than usual because we'll be heading out and setting up for Play NYC right afterwards. We'll be just dashing out the door.
Yeah,
So
we've got to
for
set up for
the
the
early
Play NYC convention.
builds,
Yeah.
oh, I just saw that question come in
Yeah.
from
So
Maya
yeah,
Shepherd.
great question. Yeah. So we actually, so in video game development and software development, we use something called source control. Maybe you guys have heard of GitHub. And basically, anytime someone makes a change, it gets saved into this long list of changes. So, like if Olga moves animals around in the garden, she'll save it, but then she'll commit it to GitHub, and that change is like that state is like saved. And then someone else might move another animal around.
Yeah.
And but the cool thing is like every time we save, it creates like a little time slice, and we can actually go back in time to any state. So we have all versions of the game saved. So if we did want to go back in time, we could look at a version from 2 years ago and play it, make a build of it. I don't know if we ever do like retrospective, maybe we'll do that. We'll go back and take screenshots.
Yeah. I was showing Emily the other day. My phone has this feature where it just shows me like photos I took from like a year or two ago, and I saw a picture of the old mammals garden, the old land garden
Oh,
with
this
all.
all the tetrapods just coming out of a big burst.
So I sometimes look at the old stuff and I'm like, look how far we've come. It's amazing.
We've come a long way.
So someone, Blue James is asking about bats. I think next week, now that we have the 3D model of the bat that Jenna has completed, I think we can probably spend a day just getting those in next week. So
Yeah, it is happening. The bat is happening. We have the animations for it, and we'll be adding it in a patch not too far from now, I would say. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I can post a little teaser on social media too to show you some of one of the animations she worked on. It's really cool. I can't wait to see the bat in the game.
Yeah.
And I know we
yeah,
were
so
also I just know we were also teasing possibly the idea of making a little cave in the land garden, and if that happens, Olga will be the one to make it. So
Yep. You're just giving me more work to do.
we just love it when Olga does work for us. You're the quality of work you create is fantastic.
I love doing it, so it all works out.
Woohoo!
yeah, so
Yay.
yeah, bats. I think next week we'll probably do the implementation, but then it has to get rolled into a export build, so it might be 2 weeks before the bats are in there. But the fun thing about bats is I think there's going to be a flying model, and then maybe one that's hanging in a
Yep.
cave or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan so far.
Do you remember which species of bat we picked?
Fruit bat.
Yes.
It's a very cute fruit bat.
Oh,
All right. Do we have? It looks like we have quite a few more questions.
Yeah, Hamburger, you're welcome to use an auto clicker if you want. It's fine.
Yes.
It,
Auto clickers
yeah.
are not encouraged, but they are allowed.
I mean, we can't stop you. So.
Yeah. Feel free.
In the beta, though, I would like to mention that if you cheat, then your results might not be as useful to our testing.
That too.
And if it breaks because you cheated, it's not something that we can really fix because we're not trying to tailor it to the people skipping time and stuff like the time travel stuff.
Good point.
Sort of like when you play test stuff, it's like if something breaks, you have to play it again and make sure it's not because you cheated. So I have to do it a lot.
My shepherd asks, will you do a rebranding the image in the Discord server when the Beyond is out? Yes, we will. We'll be changing all the graphics, the Reddit, the store, the icon, when the game is officially out or the Beyond is officially out. We'll be doing that.
I guess we can put out a phone background version, sized correctly.
Ooh.
What is an energy mission?
So the energy mission, that's a mistake. It should not be in the beta. That was some coding, some data issue. So that should not be there.
Is there an estimated release date?
We are, I mean, I don't, I don't like saying release dates, but I think we are really trying to finish the progression in the next 4 weeks. And then we're going to need about a month to do marketing. So I'm really trying to get it out like end of September, beginning of October. That's like kind of when we're aiming to release it. Um, However, we do encourage you, like if you're, I mean, if you're on the stream and you're a big fan, I would say just try to get the beta because we, if you're like a big fan, like we want you to play it sooner than later, and we don't want you to wait. But for the mass public, there it's probably going to be like beginning of October or super late September.
Yeah, we've been trying to figure out our pacing for deadlines and being transparent with everyone about it. And we're still figuring it out a little bit, especially with such a highly anticipated expansion with big expectations. So we're just really glad that everyone's really enthusiastic about it. It's really been helping us and fueling us along as we're developing for this. So we just want to thank everyone again for all your patience. I think we have enough time for one or two more questions.
Does
Um,
Will the Beyond be in other languages?
yes,
Oh yeah, that's one of the things we have to translate
we
everything.
we
Like
still
we're,
need
we're
we are still working on that, but
are
yes.
we starting that process soon?
So probably, so with translations, the thing is you want to wait till the end of the progress because they like if you're still changing game features, it can mess up stuff if you're doing translation at the same time. So we're trying to get all the features, all the progression finished, and then we start translation. So most likely that translations won't start until 5 weeks from now, and then the translators will have to work really quickly to translate the game so their translations are ready for the official launch.
Yeah, so it sounds like translations will pretty much be happening during the marketing process. I think we have enough time for one more question. For anyone who missed the code, I'll go over it real quick at the end of our Q&A session.
Has anybody in the beta, like, if they got to Alpha Centauri, have they finished all the ranks?
People are supposed to be asking us questions, not the other way around. No.
Okay.
But I mean, that's what the feedback form is for. So I can provide the link to that as well for anyone who is already in the beta and wants to give us some feedback. We have a form for that.
Our architect has asked a few times, how would you guys rate your experience on making the Beyond expansion? How would we rate our experience?
On a scale of 1 to 5 or 1 to 10?
10.
That is the better
10?
scale.
I think it's been good.
I would say.
It's been a lot of like back and forth, prototyping stuff, and then things not quite working out. We went through a lot of big changes at the beginning, and so we're sort of like narrowing it down now. Honestly, like I wish it was a quicker process, but I don't think we can go any faster than this because I'm also really excited to play the Beyond like officially because I have two phones. One's my prod account. It's like doesn't have any cheats on it, and then I have my developer tester phone. That's my old one, and I'm saving my real account for when it's officially out because I don't want any bugs. I don't want any save data loss anything. So
True blue fan right here.